Good evening. Welcome to Injustice Investigations. I am your host, Al Scott. New York is checking in. Good evening. Thank you all for being here this evening. Queen Douglas is here this evening. Lisa Robinson is here. Nashville, Tennessee. Houston is in the building. Cool Jackson, I think is what it said. Mr. Scott, I'm from Virginia and we love your show. Thank you, Virginia. Thanks for supporting us. We love you as well. Florida is in the house. Diane Walker from Houston, Texas is in the house this evening. Morgan Clark from Michigan is here. Colorado's in the house tonight. Alabama's in the house tonight. Tacoma, my God. A Power says, Mr. Scott, my heart breaks for Malia. I promise you, mine's good too. Uh, yeah, mine's good too. K. Cole, good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in as well. Faye Gash from North Carolina, Jade Fields from Houston, Texas, and I think Bree from St. Louis, Missouri is here. Somebody is here from Jasper, Texas. Willie Cade, thank you for tuning in this evening. Virginia's here. Justice for Malia Lewis. I promise you, that's our goal. I see the managers in tonight, Miss Farris from the great state of Louisiana. Maya from Arizona is in the house. Pat Jones from Houston is in the house. Good evening to you. Blackman is in the house this evening, waiting for Brittany Bowens to be arrested. I hope you don't be arrested. I hope you don't have to wait too much longer. Again, thank you all for tuning in to tonight's show. I'm Al Scott. We're going to get right into it. We have a full show for you all tonight. Of course, we are going to update you on the latest developments in the Malia Davis case. I'm sure most of you already know what's going on with that. Um, but a couple of things we wanted to get out the way first before we go into tonight's show. We trying to find my paperwork. Okay, I want briefly share. We did a couple of polls last week, and the results came in today. We did a poll on Donald Trump, and we took a poll also on R. Kelly. The poll for Donald Trump, we asked, do you think Donald Trump is a racist? 87% said yes, 7% said no, 6% said not sure. That's on Donald Trump. We also did a poll on R. Kelly. The question was, do you think the judge should have given R. Kelly a bail? Good evening, caller. You're live on the air. Hold your thoughts for a minute. The question on R. Kelly again was, do you think the judge should have given R. Kelly a bail? 69% of you said yes, and 31% of you said no. So we thought we would give you the results of those two polls that we took on last week, and they ended today. Briefly, there was a lady that said she don't think R. Kelly should be given a bail because he intimidated witnesses and he paid off victims not to testify. Uh, Let me dabble on that just for a couple of minutes here. First of all, we appreciate you all always participating in our polls. Chandra Waters, thank you. Good evening to you as well. Thank you for tuning in from Port Arthur, Texas. Okay. Again, she says that no, he shouldn't be given a bail because R. Kelly intimidated witnesses and paid off victims not to testify. Let me say this to you first. Nowhere can you find a legal document with that on it. Mouth will say anything. I'm gonna say it again. Nowhere can you find a legal document this day that says R. Kelly intimidated witnesses, and he paid victims off. But I want you to ask yourself this question. If R. Kelly paid victims off, listen to me now. If R. Kelly paid victims off to be quiet, they were paid, they got quiet. What do you say to the alleged victims that took the money from R. Kelly, if that would be true? They took the money and they didn't say a word. What do you want to say to them? I'm trying to let you look at it from both sides here. So if he did, okay, they took the money. So either it really happened or he just don't want to deal with it. But whatever the case may be, what would you say to the victims, alleged victims that you said he intimidated and he paid off and they kept their mouth shut? There's something to think about. Your last name is Edens, I think. Get back with me on that. Good evening, caller. You're live on the air. What's your name and what state are you calling from? Are you still here? Caller? Hello? Caller, you're live on air. Okay. They hung up. I guess they was trying to get Donald Trump. I don't know. Okay, but anyway, yeah, that's it. You got to try to look at both sides. There's nothing documented that says R. Kelly paid victims off. R. Kelly did this. R. Kelly did that. But if that would be the case, what do you say to the alleged victims then for taking the money? If that would be true. Footsteps in the dark. Mr. Scott, it's always a pleasure. Thank you, Callie. The same on this end also. Earlier today, I think I had just finished a phone conversation with Miss Farris, and that's when we got the email. Okay, I forgot something. They just told me. Not only are we coming to Houston for Malia Davis now, there is another case. I think it happened in February of this year when a young man, his name is Martin Lopez Jr. Miss Farris, if I'm wrong with anything, please correct me. We spoke with his mother today, Miss Maria. We're going to speak with them again tomorrow. We spent maybe about 30 or 40 minutes on the phone with his mother. Her son was 26 years old. He had a girlfriend, Jessica, and something happened with a Glock, his gun, that was registered in his name that he had recently purchased because of some things that had went on at his job where someone was shot. And so he applied for a permit, got it, and and was legal to carry the weapon. Keep up the good work, great. Lawana, I'm gonna try my best. Thank you kindly. So anyway, something happened to where him and his girlfriend got the suspect over the gun. I think he asked her to give him the gun because he was going to go to the store. And we're still not sure what really happened, but the bottom line is that he was shot in the back of his head. No, in the face, in the back, and it came out through his nostril. Am I right, Miss Jackson? I mean, Miss Ferris? Okay, yeah, and it came out through his nostril. Well, we're not exactly sure how it happened, but it's some very questionable things. No one was charged for the crime. His girlfriend, Jessica, was taken to the police department and questioned and later let go. The grand jury gets the case, come back, true bill, nothing, she's fine, she's clear. The next night, his girlfriend goes out, and we're going to share that video with you tomorrow. She goes out to a nightclub where she is filmed, partying, celebrating, and enjoying the good life. Her boyfriend is dead. Now, whether it was an accident or on purpose, it makes you wonder, how can you be out celebrating? I'm sure anybody would be happy to know that they're not being charged, they're going to go to prison, but your lover, your boyfriend, has been killed. And accident or not, it was at your hands. So how could you have a thought to go out and hang out at a nightclub and celebrate? So the police department basically, now we have not spoken with them. We will call the detective tomorrow, but from what we heard today and what we've seen, documented papers, uh, one detective said that Jessica's story, it kept switching up. It kept changing. The sister who was there alleged, yes, I was here. I didn't see it. I heard it, but I don't know how it really happened. That I don't believe. Well, in February was when he got killed. A month before that, he got insurance. He did it. And I think the payout was going to be $75,000. Tuning in from Chicago. Entertainment. Thank you for tuning in this evening. But the mother and the family was smart. They called an attorney and they stopped that. Well, it's a good thing they did because a few days later, Jessica calls the insurance company ready to get paid. Now, this is your boyfriend. He hadn't been dead 72 damn hours. And you're calling, checking on the policy. Now, if you love him, that's your man. Well, he's dead. I think that would be the last thing on your mind, a policy. But the police department evidently didn't see this as a red flag. Her changing her story up several times, they didn't see it as a red flag. Well, not only did we see those two things as red flags, before they contacted us, we was already looking at the case. And it just so happened they contacted us before we called them. And we're going to bring you that story real soon. Um, Today, I told his mother I thought I was going to have to end the call because when I asked her to describe, what had happened, and that's when she began to lose it, and you could hear it in her voice. And naturally, she loves her son. Uh, the daughter, I mean, his girlfriend, then went to the funeral home to take over everything without informing his mother. She got his clothes. Someone walked in, I think, funeral home stopped, notified the family, and then they came in and they took over. Um, they have been treating the mother extremely bad. I almost shed a tear when the grandmother got to speaking about her 6-year-old grandson, whom she loved, but she cannot see. They won't let her have any contact with him. They won't let her speak with him over the phone. I may not get the date right, but I asked her, well, when was the last time you spoke with your grandson? I think she said February or something, I think, 3 days after it happened, something to that extent. I said, okay. And so now, here's the kicker right here. This is what really grabbed me. When she went for a hearing the other day on this issue, somebody must know about it. They said this case is real fishy. It is. Here's what officials asked her, or you can say in a way told her. If you want to see your grandson, if you want to have a relationship with your grandson, you're going to have to stop posting on social media. We want you to let it die. So, in other words, the system, Houston, Texas, y'all system fucked up. It's fucked up. And I know it's fucked up at other places, but Houston, Texas, the whole fucking police department needs to be investigated. Y'all do a lot of fucking crooked shit there. I mean, y'all fucked up. So if damn near everybody with HPD is crooked, it's hard as hell to get real justice. But it's my prayer to bring all that bullshit to an end. I don't think no department, and I'm changing for a minute, on the planet should ever be allowed to investigate their damn selves. That's just like me investigating my daughter and say, well, if you find her guilty, she go to jail. Oh, she's fine. What the hell you think I'm gonna say? So anyway, if you stop posting, you stop talking about it, stop sharing the pictures, then come and sit and talk with us, and we'll let you see it. So, Miss Ferris and I and others, not only are we coming to Houston, Texas for Malia Davis, we're also coming to look into the case of Martin Lopez Jr., who was killed by his girlfriend. And there are some very, very suspicious things within this case that I don't even know why it went to a grand jury. She should have automatically been charged. She was never charged, she was never arrested. Might be because of who her parents are. And I'm going to stop there. But we are going to look into it. My heart goes out to the family. Miss Ferris has spoken with them numerous of times. Today was my first day speaking with the mom, and we sent our sincere condolences. But we're coming. We're coming because Houston's fucked up. Now, I can't say everybody on the police force is fucked up. I can't say that because I know at least 5 or 6 people personally with HPD, and so I know there are some good ones there, But this is just not only with the police department. This is also with the DA's office in Houston, Texas. And sometimes a person has been doing wrong for so long, they now see the wrong they do is right. And if don't nobody said nothing, it continues to go on and on and on and on. But you may not give a damn about this woman's son, but she cares about it. And I don't know him, and I care about it. So you want her to be quiet. We're going to take the grandson, and you're going to use the grandson as a bargaining chip? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't. I don't think so. I would. We're coming. We're coming. We're coming to Houston, Texas. So we're gonna, unless Miss Ferris has already done it, we're gonna upload that story so you all can read it all. And somebody said I missed the beginning. What's the subject? Manual. We are talking about Malia Davis tonight. We hadn't gotten here yet. And we're going to talk about Darren Vince tonight. We hadn't got there yet. What you missed was really nothing. We did a poll on R. Kelly and did a poll on Donald Trump. So that's just about it. And I was sharing some information with them about a case that we also have not been charged with. We're going to come and we're investigating that. A 26-year-old male in Houston, Texas, Martin Lopez Jr. was killed at the hand of his girlfriend, Jessica, in Houston, Texas. And she was not charged. I think a day after they said they was not going to charge her, she was filmed at a nightclub living the good life. And her boyfriend had not even been buried yet. And stuff. So there are some more things that we have to look into before we can, run our mouths on that, so to say, to verify this and verify that. But nobody should ever be disrespected in this country. And anytime there is an issue with law enforcement, then you cannot cherry pick who you want to help and who you don't want to help. You cannot cherry pick who you want to go all out for. And when you used to say, well, put yourself in their shoes, I don't even have to say that. Right is right and wrong is wrong. So when you can't see wrong for being wrong, then something's wrong with your ass. So that's another case that we're coming to Houston, Texas for. Today, shortly after I got off the phone with Miss Ferris, I got an email. Email said Darian Vince had been indicted. I was pissed, but somewhat happy at the same time. I was pissed because I wanted the email to say Brittany Bowens has been charged with the murder of her daughter, but it didn't say that. And so I immediately called Miss Ferris back and I said, get ready, we're about to go live. Good evening, Vicky. Cole, good evening. We're about to go live. I said they've indicted Darion Vance, and I said they have indicted him for the murder of Malia. Well, Miss Ferris was somewhat pissed too because she paused. She's like, "What? We didn't want it because we just don't think he did it. But even if he did, we want Brittany too." And so we hung up. Now I'm gonna sit down and really read the email and look at it. By that time, Miss Ferris calls back and said, "Don't do it. Don't go live." And she told me, "No, no, no, no. He wasn't indicted for Malia's death. He was indicted for tampering with evidence, and that being a human corpse and stuff." So naturally, we didn't go live. We did post on it, but Louisiana Queen. Oh wow. Okay. So anyway, here's the thing. Darion Vance has been indicted on tampering with evidence, that being a human's corpse. Now, uh, that's what I was waiting for too. Oh, okay, Mr. Chapman. Yeah, everybody, right? Uh, somebody just said what? Some people didn't know about it. Yeah, it pisses a lot of people off. Now, he was indicted on the original charge, which was tampering with evidence, that being that of a corpse. So, someone asked, well, what the hell happens now? What does the indictment mean? Well, here's what happens when a grand jury is called in. When the police, DAs, they get together and look at the case, sooner or later, they have to present it. And when they present it, they have to show probable cause for this arrest warrant to be signed and executed. And you also have to show why you believe, without a doubt, right then and there, that this person is the individual that ended that person's life. Now, you got circumstantial evidence, but you have nothing concrete. You can still go to trial if the prosecutor decide to take that gamble. Good evening, Voss. Thank you for tuning in. Deborah Wheeler, thank you for tuning in as well. But in this case, when it goes to a grand jury, a lot of times it simply means one thing. The burden of proof is always on the state. The burden of proof is always on the state. So if the burden of proof is like low, it's like I know they did, I know, but we can't just really prove it. And you don't want to say, well, we don't have enough, we're just gonna leave it alone. You send it to the grand jury. The grand jury then sit, they look at it, then they go blase, you know, and that's it. So they said there's probable cause to charge Darion Vance, indict him on tampering with evidence, Malia's corpse. Is basically what they're saying. Brittany will slip. Yes. Okay. Now, so with that being said, that wasn't really nothing new. That's why we didn't do a live video. We just sent the post out, but we knew we would discuss it this evening. Now, listen, Darion Vance has been in jail now since May the 11th. May the 11th. Malia Davis was reported missing by Darion Vance to Houston police officers at the hospital. At that time, it wasn't that Malia Davis was just missing. He told police officers that Malia Davis had been kidnapped by 3 Hispanic males. We know that was a lie. They said she's pregnant by him. I've heard that. I don't know if Brittany is pregnant or not, but if Brittany is pregnant, I I I mean, it has to be some law that can step in and say, you're gonna give birth, and we're gonna be right there with your fat ass. You'll never touch them. After they come out, you'll never see the color of their eyes. That low down, trifling, insignificant, low class killer bitch shouldn't be allowed to stand by a goddamn goldfish bowl. She did it. Whether she was physically there or not, Brittany Bowens killed Malia Davis. I promise you that. If I died tonight, You said that Negro said it. She did it. She did it. It's not over. Someone put out there, well, I guess the case is over now. Bullshit. It hasn't got started yet. Now keep this thought in mind. And the phone lines are now open if you want to interrupt and call in. I want to hear y'all opinion or thoughts tonight on the Malia Davis case. So tonight, let us hear from you. Now, with him being in there since May the 11th, I would think by now that there may be enough to charge him with her murder, but evidently it's not because the uh, the completion of the autopsy it's not in. It's not in. So once they get it together, then is it possible he can be charged with her death? It's possible. Is it still possible that others could be arrested for their involvement in this crime? 1,000,000% possible. So nobody's gotten away scot free right now. That's why it's imperative that we must keep this through social media. We must keep it going because mainstream media will not do a damn thing. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. And when the system knows that nobody gives a fuck, then shit sits and sit. Then they reach a plea agreement, blase, blase, and go on because we have forgotten about it. If you ever have forgotten about a case, this is one case that none of us should ever forget about because everybody let Malia Davis down. And so we don't want to be included in the statistics that let 4-year-old Malia down. We don't. Right now, we're all she got. Malia Davis was never loved until May 4th. And that was because uh, when we heard her name, that's when love began to pour out for this 4-year-old girl in Houston, Texas, that had been tortured up until the time of her death. Someone just said, Brittany's, Lisa Brown says Brittany Day is coming. Without a doubt, Brittany's day is coming. Brittany has not gotten away with this. She may think she has gotten away with it, but she hasn't. Now, it's when me and Miss Ferris were speaking today, I was like, "Do you think it's kind of odd that it's eerily quiet, and they just indicted him on what he was already charged with? I mean, it's like don't blink because if you blink, you're gonna miss something. If you blink, you're gonna miss something." Somebody, Lisa Robinson said, Brittany Day ain't coming soon enough. I totally agree with that. Brittany is a monster in human form. I believe her mother, and the rest of the family practice rich craft. I think there's some evil bitches, and I don't think neither one of them should be allowed to breathe the same air that we breathe as free people. The reason why you can't get see no remorse from Brittany Bowens is simple. There is no remorse. So stop looking for what you know you're not going to get. If there's ever a tear to fall, it's because she wanted to fall. It's not her emotion. It's not. She did not care anything about Malia Davis. While people were out hitting the pavement trying to find this little girl that she knew for a fact would never be found the way they was going. She was somewhere sitting on her fat ass or taking her fat ass on the beach with her nasty toes walking through the sand and shit, enjoying life. TJ Maxx, she out shopping. Now, at one time that she hit the pavement with all of you in Houston, Texas that went out there, some of you probably took days off, got up and when you was trying to rest, but you said, no, I got to go. While you were doing that, interrupting your life to help find this little girl, the mother, the killer, was somewhere on her ass doing something close to nothing. Yes, Cheryl Ray says Brittany is evil. Yeah, it is. She's evil, very evil. Even the word evil, when we're talking about Brittany, is an understatement. It's an understatement. With the when the mayor proclaimed Malia Davis Day, she wasn't out walking. They said she was there. She was in the police car with bodyguards. Why? Why? It was for walking, not for riding, not for sitting. Why? You're a mother. Why are you in the car? They want to do something to me. Well, your ass go all over fucking Houston, Texas without bodyguards. And then Houston, Texas taxpayers foot that goddamn bill. If the police department feels like she needs protection, that's fine. Why make the taxpayers foot that bill? Let her get on goddamn security. Simple. This is something that you created. You did this here. You created this day. And you should not be. Let me tell you something. They can protect your big, nasty, trifling ass right now, but I promise you this here. Once your big, nasty, low down, trifling, insignificant, good for nothing, existing just to be existing, trifling, low class bitch walk into a jail cell, that protective custody shit only works to a degree. But with your case, you gonna have officers, male and female, white, black, what have you, that will unlock a door and turn their fucking back, open your cell door, and let somebody come in there and beat your ass till you down to about 98 goddamn fucking pounds. And you're gonna deserve every fucking lick they give your ass. So it would, I think, Tawana says, I think he already has just need proof. Okay. Good evening, caller. You're live on the air. What's your name and what state are you calling from?
Well, good evening, Mr. Scott.
Good evening.
Texas, Lamar to be exact.
Mark is Zach?
Lamar.
Okay, and you're from Texas? Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Forgive me for my language.
Are you okay, ma'am, do me a favor, please. Can you turn your that volume down a little bit because we're getting feedback. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry now. Go ahead. Man, you're fine. Ma'am, there's something. It's something. I hear a whistle. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 Hopefully she's gonna call back. There was some interference there, and I couldn't understand what she was saying. But I think towards the end she was may have been asking, where do we go from here? So hopefully she'll call back. But the line is not free if anyone else wish to call in. Please get off the speakerphone. Who are you trying to get off the speakerphone? Anyway, it's going to happen any day. Brittany Bowens is going to be arrested. I don't know what's the hold up. It is taking a long time. They're eerily quiet. So yeah, it doesn't mean that they're not doing anything. Doesn't mean they're doing anything either. But along with today's announcement, I do think that HPD should at least come to the mic and give an update as much as they can on Malia Davis. We just don't want to hear about Darion Fence being indicted today. That's really nothing new. He had that charge already, but you just wanted to see if you had enough probable cause. Grand jury said yes. Okay, that's just it for that. We want to know about Malia Davis. Where are we at this day on someone being arrested. That's what the public is asking. And I know we can't just arrest people because people want people to be arrested. But I mean, 99.9% of the world, not the United States, 99.9% of the world know Brittany Bowens is guilty. I don't know how come the fuck HPD can't see it. I don't. If I said this earlier through Facebook, I think. If nothing but neglect alone, I know Brittany can be in a jail cell. If just neglect alone, Brittany can be inside of a jail cell. Brittany Kiggs had only been back with her maybe 2 months, maybe if that, before Malia Davis disappears and is later found dead. I strongly believe if CPS had not sent her back, I strongly believe if Judge Lopez had not sent her back, then I wouldn't be doing a show tonight about Malia Davis because I wouldn't know her name. There were so many signs that the child should never go back. But most people care more about the title than doing what the title requires them to do. So they put Malia Davis back in harm's way, and now she's dead. And so when they issued after she came up missing, Brittany can no longer have any contact with her kids. If y'all did that shit rather than sending Malia back, she'd be alive. She'd be alive right now. It's too late to try. You can't do damage control. You can't fix it. So now, I mean, you can sit here and try to make yourself look good now. We're going to do this here. We'll make a public announcement. But if y'all had kept Malia in your care, she would be alive today. I said 101 times. Malia Davis did not have a scrape on her knee. She did. Malia Davis did not have a bump on her head because she fell outside playing, fell out a high chair eating. Malia had life-threatening injuries. Malia was taken to the hospital and she was bleeding outside of her brain. Half the skull had to be taken out. Those are not minor issues. Nothing minor about them at all. So the doctor said, we don't know how it happened. Okay, maybe you don't. But I know what's not going to happen today in my courtroom. Malia Davis or the other two, they're not going to go back there until I'm satisfied that that's not danger. And it was danger. It was danger. Brittany Bowens should have been protecting her child from stranger danger, but instead, Brittany Bowens was Malia Davis' stranger danger. The mother, the one that gave life to her, just as quick as she gave Malia life, she decided, fuck this, and she snatched it back. It's as simple as that. Now, if Darion want to sit his super stupid ass up in there and take the fall for himself, then so be it. But one day, Brittany, I'm going to tell you this here. I'm going to tell you this here. One day, Brittany Bowens, I promise you. If justice don't get you in a courtroom, street justice will get your ass. When you least expect it, street justice will get your fat ass. And anybody that's with your brown, Bonnie looking ass don't like what's going on, they can get it too. You killed your own daughter, the one that you gave birth to, and then you took her life back. Rarely have I heard her say baby. Every time she talks about Malia, 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 Malia. Rarely do she say, my baby, my baby, my baby. You won't hear that because Malia was not her baby. She just carried her in her womb. She did not have her in her heart. So that's why it's easy for her not to show any emotions when it comes to the death of her child, because there is no remorse in her because she's okay with what happened. The grandmother is okay with what happened. And others that know what happened are okay with it. So with that being said, those people being on planet Earth should bother all of us. All of us. Whether we know them or not, it should bother all of us. Everybody lied. Everybody lied. The grandmammy lied. Everybody lied. Now, do I think Darion Vince is telling the truth when he said he had Malia on his lap? Looked at her, threw her off him, her head hit the wall, she died. I don't believe that happened. Do I believe Darion Vince said she had a cold, she had the flu, and she died in her sleep? I don't believe that happened. Darion Vince says, uh, what was his word? Oh, nothing bad happened to Malia. Well, I want to know what the fuck you call bad. How? I mean, it can't get no badder than death. So, with him telling so many stories, you have to come to the conclusion that not one of those is the truth. Not one. I think he's not talking because of his brother as well. That is from Kelly. And you might, yeah, you not might, you have a great point. You do. You have a great point. Good evening, caller. You're on the air. What's your name and what state are you calling from?
Hey, my name is Will. I'm here calling about some political information.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I was on the bus the other day, and I was realizing that it's very hot here where I am. I'm in Phoenix. I was realizing it's very hot the other day, and then I saw this man come on the bus, and he set up his wheelchair. He had a wheelchair, and he strapped it in with the bus straps on the bottom. So I thought that was really great.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I was talking to this guy, and he started to tell me that he doesn't like Donald Trump, and then I was telling him, yeah, like I think that Donald Trump is using ASAP Rocky and Iran to distract from his racist tweets recently.
So he is a Trump supporter, correct?
No, he said he doesn't like him, and I was.
Oh, he doesn't like him. He doesn't.
This is actually crazy because there was a dude wearing a MAGA hat on the bus, and I saw him listening. He didn't say anything, but I'm pretty sure he was listening.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay.
Do you think he's using ASAP Rocky?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do too.
So listen, let me ask you this. Your honest opinion, how do you feel about Donald Trump?
I think that he speaks only in expletives, and I think that he is. I think he's kind of a joke.
I agree with that. Do you think there's many polls have been taken, and most of them says that Donald Trump is the reason that racism and hate crimes are on the rise? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that definitely has something to do with it for sure.
So
it's gone up pretty significantly since he's been in office, for the popularization of it has.
Mm-hmm. Should he be impeached?
Should he be impeached?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, probably, but I don't think he's going to be.
Okay. Did you watch the hearing yesterday?
I saw clips of it. I didn't have time to watch the whole thing, but I read some things about it said it didn't go Democrats' way. That's mostly what I read.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, you know, sir.
Did you watch it?
I did. I watched all of it. I think probably about maybe 30 or 40 minutes into it, I sent out a tweet that said, he's sitting here playing dumb. Someone came behind me.
Robert Mueller was?
Yes, he was acting strange. Like he didn't know this, he didn't know that, he couldn't hear, or blase. Just he was acting strange. I mean, in ways that we have never seen him act. And so when I sent that out, someone came behind me and said, he's not acting, LOL. Now, but today, I think my sister and I was talking, and she said, what he did yesterday, he did all that on purpose. It was planned that way to try and throw people off because he did not want to be there.
And so I was kind of under the impression that maybe he would finally. I mean, I did think I've just been expecting for so long that all the beans were going to be spilled, but I don't think that's going to happen until Donald Trump's out of office, if that's even going to happen.
All right. Okay. Listen, I gratefully appreciate you calling in tonight. Thanks for supporting the show, and enjoy your evening, man.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate everything.
You are welcome. Good night. Okay, I don't remember the young lady's name, but she put up something. She said block. Somebody said block. CEDEK. Miss Ferris, you got that? And someone put up that HPD had him to call in as a distraction. Anybody else agree with the guy that was just on the phone? That's why he called in. Is he on? Is he one of Brittany bodyguards? I don't know, but he kind of. I'm glad you're watching the show, brother. But somebody said yes, they did. Wheeler. He threw me because I'm like Donald Trump. I don't. I mean, I don't know. Whoever said that's yeah, they made me laugh. Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, yeah, okay, he's gone. Kind of threw me, but yeah, Brittany Bowens is relaxing, enjoying life. She thinks everything is fine. Nothing's going to happen to her. She's probably been told by the police that nothing's going to happen. Nothing at all. And maybe they're just talking to Brittany like she is still a victim in this as well, but in actuality that she is a suspect, but you never let her know that because you want her to slip, you want her to become comfortable with you, and while you're recording everything that she's saying. So that could very well be a tool they're using. Are they blackmailing R. Kelly? Chris Holden. I don't. I mean, R. Kelly has been blackmailed before. Matter of fact, Michael Avenatti's co-conspirator in the Nike crime was blackmailing R. Kelly for many years about the VHS tapes. So even a blind man can see that she's guilty. Brittany is guilty, but with all due respect, I hope y'all understand what I'm about to say. I think the best thing that could ever have happened to Malia was for God to look down from heaven while they were doing whatever it is they were doing to her, and he just said, "Come on, enough. Come on." That's the best thing that could have happened to Malia Lynn Davis was for God to say, "Enough. Come on." Because I can only imagine the things that they took this little girl through. So we love you, Malia. We will continue to fight for justice until we get it. We're looking for truth and we want justice. And those are some of the reasons that we're coming to Houston, Texas for. And again, we still haven't found a place that we can meet at. We're trying to get a place that can hold about 200 people. After the people we bring with us speak, there's going to be Q&A because we want to hear from you all. We have plans on meeting with the investigators. In this case, we are going to invite them to come out and speak. If they do, they do. If don't, I promise I will let you know that they didn't come. But this is not Houston's baby anymore. I know y'all love her, and we love her too. But this is not Houston's baby anymore. This is the world's baby now. Malia Lynn Davis belongs to the world. The only people that ever loved her are us, the ones that did not know Malia Davis. The things that she went through, no child on planet Earth should ever have to go through. There were so many warning signs. I can see them when I look at the picture. Nobody did nothing. Nobody didn't do a damn thing. But I know they're proceeding with caution, but I'm getting a little frustrated because I don't want them to think that we're going to stop talking about it. We're going to leave it alone. If they're thinking that, they're fools with problems. We're not. Now, if necessary, then we'll begin to raise hell in the legal perspective to get some act right. Now, if you don't have nothing on Brittany now, what you still come to the mic and say blase, blase, blase. But when you look at them saying that they the burden of the state when they called for the grand jury, that means what they had on Darian Vince, they didn't feel was a strong case. They didn't feel it. So that's why they turned it over to the grand jury to see if y'all can find something that said this is probable cause to try him in the courtroom. So if you couldn't find much to say probable cause without the grand jury, do you think that means that they also know that that's probably the only thing he did, but he didn't kill Malia? Because I would think that they would have indicted him on that by now. We all have been waiting on that day, and it hasn't came. Somebody knows it's 2 months and still no justice. Oh my God, Louisiana Queen. Yeah, and that's what pisses me off. Osborne said we need an indictment to try him in court. Yeah, I just said that. Right. That's what I just said. Because they simply didn't believe that they had enough. Katrina says, yes, preach. I'm gonna preach till my jaw fall off. I promise you that. We're gonna raise some noise. So because sometimes in order to get some peace in your life, then you must raise some hell. And I don't want y'all to look at this like, what if it was your child? Don't even think like that. Here's the thing. If your heart is right, that's it. If your heart is right, I say it all the time, the only people who were not touched by this are the ones that tortured her up until her death and killed her. And people that are walking the streets are just bodies without souls. Because this case, it grabbed everybody. And Malia Davis to this day still have our undivided attention. And I know some people are probably getting upset with me because I continue to speak out on Malia Davis. Well, all I can tell you do scratch your ass, get your legs on, keep doing it. I made a promise to Malia that I'm not gonna let her down. As long as I live, her story will never die. And those that tortured her, not just killed her, those that tortured her, I want them in a courtroom. Just like you guys do. We must do this here. We can't let them get away. You must hold your leaders accountable. We must hold those in the police department in Houston, Texas, accountable if we feel they're not doing enough. If you feel they're not moving fast enough, then it is your right to call them and question them and to tell them we'll set up a town hall meeting. And we know it's an ongoing investigation and you're limited to what things you can tell us, but tell us something. I mean, you get a check, right? Okay, that's my goddamn money. Tell me something right now. Good evening, caller. You're live on the air. What's your name and what state are you calling from?
It's Keisha.
Keisha?
From Tennessee.
Tennessee. My sister's in Tennessee. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, what you got?
Do you think that Brittany is going to be charged with her daughter's murder?
I do.
And why?
I do because, well, there's a lot of things that the public don't know. The police hadn't said. Some things other people know that they haven't said. Without a doubt, Brittany had a moral responsibility to protect her child, even if she didn't directly kill her child. She can still be charged with murder of her child because she did not protect her child. She continued to put her child in harm's way. If what she's saying is true, he molested her. He molested her over and over again. Now, everything that the police have, they won't tell you. And it might not be enough. And it's the same with me. I know she did it. She knows she did it. The world knows she did it. You don't think she did it? I mean, the evidence is right there. The writing is on the wall. It's as simple as that. Brittany hated Malia Davis. Ma'am?
Why hasn't she been charged with neglect?
Oh, I just asked that question tonight. I don't know why. She should have that charge. I take it you are a Brittany Bowens supporter.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing. If the police go arrest Brittany Bowens right now, right, and they have what they call circumstantial evidence, okay, arrest her. It gets into the courtroom. They may say, well, it's really not enough. Or then it may be enough. And they'll go ahead and try it. Cases with circumstantial evidence have been won. You just have to take a gamble. But I don't believe this is the case HPD wants to gamble with. They want it right. Now they can do the circumstantial, but if you want it right, it takes a minute. Let's wait on the medical examiner's final report, and then we will go from there. Just because why she hasn't been charged with neglect, I don't know. But just because she hasn't been charged with that doesn't mean she will not be charged with that. And maybe she will be charged with that, but it's just like when we charge her with the homicide, all this come up too. And they just playing like 1, 2, 3, let's connect the dots. So she can sit there and think that it's all over, nothing's going to happen to her. The devil is alive. Brittany Bowens will be arrested. She will be. There's no doubt in my mind. Brittany Bowens will be arrested, and Janetta Gus, whatever her name is, and the other ones that had something to do with it, those that are protecting Brittany, must go to jail as well. Those that know but won't say shit, your ass got to be locked up too. Some people actually get mad when I said Brittany needs to go to jail. Why she need to go to jail? Oh, I don't fucking know. I guess because she killed her own daughter. So if that troubles some people, then that makes me wonder about their state of mind. Nothing about Brittany Bowens says mother. She's a mammy. Tyler Perry's play said, I watched a dog give birth. That don't make it a mother. And I don't give a damn if Brittany Bowens was on top of the goddamn moon when Malia Davis was killed. Brittany Bowens signed her own daughter's death warrant. She hung up. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, so if you like Brittany Bowens, I don't give a fuck. She had an attitude when she called, whether she's a supporter or not. Fuck Brittany. Brittany Bowens killed a child. So if anybody that gets mad with some bullshit, I mean, with me saying that she did it, you fucked up in the head too. You just as fucked up as the mammy is. Why? Why you think? Why she ain't been charged yet? Why she ain't been charged yet? Why she ain't been charged yet? It's coming. Good evening, caller. You're live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from? Emmanuel, let's go. Let's go. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Can you hear me well?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying what you're talking about, brother. And so many other people are getting, kind of crazy and erratic because they want it to happen overnight. And it's not going to happen as fast as they wish it could happen. And everybody's just really getting a taste of the real judicial system. It's not like the movies. You see that they find out everything, they know everything, and they can just jump in and, convict the person, put them under the jail, and everybody live happily ever after. It's not happening like that.
Exactly.
You're seeing the real slow process of this judicial system, and it does not work the way we be wanting it to, as quick as we be wanting it to. But yeah, everything is going the way it's supposed to go, man. A lot of people, they have to come to the realization of how they found her body, and that being the biggest thing that we were all threw off on. QX lying to everybody saying that he got information from Vince, and now we're finding out that that information was already put out. See, the state of Arkansas had already found Malia Davis' body the day before Cornell X and them put on the show like they were going to go to the county.
Yes, sir.
And he told them, and then they chartered a plane and got out of there. All that stuff didn't happen just, back to back that quick. They already knew that. The state of Arkansas was cutting the grass. That was the day before that we brought it back to Houston, was the day that the state had planned a contract to cut the grass grass on the side of the roads and all that. That's the state doing that. And they have to use high-powered machines. It's not like cutting the grass in your yard. So those days are selected. They're pre-selected weeks in advance on what areas they will be in. When they were doing that, workers went across their body with the machine and they stopped it. Once they stopped it, they collected what they could and they sent it to the ME's office. That's where Cornell X and Tim Miller and all them, when they went to Arkansas, they went to the location where they found them, but her body was already in the custody of Arkansas. So Arkansas had already the day before located this baby, and they put on this show that Cornell X was told where the baby was, and they went down there. And that's the truth, that everybody got threw off on and started giving him congratulations and all that. Let it be understood for everybody in this world, Cornell X did not find this baby.
Amen.
It did not tell Cornell X where this baby was. Arkansas had already located her. And the condition in which the lawnmower mixed with the basket and the plastic bag and all that, the condition her body was in is what has taken so long for them, the medical examiners, to find out a cause of death, a proper cause of death. So they labeled it what they label it in most situations like this, and they called it homicide, and they said that it was by violence. These are the physical legal terms when you don't have a direct determinant, but you have what the law considers common sense laws as to how it happened. Knowing that she did not knowing that she did not put herself in a basket, in a plastic bag, knowing that she did not carry herself across state lines, it can be determined through legal common sense law that her body was transported from the place in which it was killed, in which she was killed, and brought to that area, and so they can legally state that that was a homicide. You know, if you were to kill yourself, you know, you can kill yourself and put yourself in a position where people can find you, but you can't kill yourself and bury yourself.
Yes, sir.
Kill yourself and put yourself in a bag, and so that's why they can label that as a homicide, but they still don't know the direct cause, the direct date, how our baby was killed, if it was a real accident or if it was an intentional murder. But as we say, intentional and accidental are the same in our books because it was a death. No one reported it. That's what made it a crime. If it was an accident due to y'all fighting or whatever, when you did not report it, that's what made it a crime. Let's say if it was some natural cause of her death, when they failed to take her to get medical attention for that, that's what made this criminal. That's what made all of our feelings that she wasn't a good mother. That's what made that substantiated. Because any real mother would take her child. I mean, if she gets a bump or scratch. If you're telling me that this baby was unconscious to the point that y'all could deem her dead, you disregarded her. You disregarded her life. And that's why everybody was calling her what she is, a murderer. She failed to protect that baby. That baby couldn't take herself to the hospital. She failed to do that. And that is all her fault.
Emmanuel, I am glad that you brought that part up. When we get to neglect, that she should be charged with that. But then when you said, if it was an accident, then it was an accident. But now, if it was true that it was an accident, we might never know that it was an accident, especially the way you're acting now and how you tampered with the body. So now we're left to do what? Charge you with a homicide.
See, an accident is labeled, and that's what everybody's making sure we all understand. An accident is labeled when something happens to the baby and y'all immediately take her to the doctor. This was no accident because they never intended on taking this baby to the
were doing in their home, and because of the prior things that had went on in their home, they knew they would get in trouble. And so they went to hide what they done. When a person does that, they don't care about you. They only care about themselves. Therefore, that does not constitute an accident. That constitutes malicious disregard for your life and attempting to hide what they had done purposefully. And now, as you said, it's going to take a long time, but don't think that it will not happen. I want everybody to understand something. If science can pull up people's DNA from years ago, if science is smart enough to pull up a fucking dinosaur bone that was buried hundreds of thousands of years ago and tell you today how this animal died, I promise you, what they have of our sister Malia in the right time, it will be determined exactly what happened. Boy, science is a mug. Because science is the proof and truth of all things. Science does not care how you feel or what you believe or what you want to happen. It's going to tell you exactly what did happen. And it just takes a long time because of the condition our baby was in, y'all. I know everybody hates to hear it, but the truth is what it is. Our baby was inside of a basket. Now, when you have a basket of human tissue and it gets put into a meat grinder, what are you going to have? So our scientists have to separate those things. A lot of those things were infused together. And when you try to put meat, human tissue, and plastic together, those are two different molecules. And so you try to run one through a test, and it will come back with signs of the other thing in there, and that's when they're gonna have to go in with a fine-tooth comb and separate, the molecules of plastic from the molecules of human tissue, just so that they can find out what happened with the body. They can tell how long the body has been deteriorating. They can see small forms of trauma that were done to the body. Science is magnificent, but science takes a long time. It did not happen overnight. It will not happen overnight. And I know we're all impatient and we're wanting to find out and we're thinking that they're dragging their ass, but letting everybody know the judicial system down here, they're not on Brittany Bowens' side. Oh, trust me, they're on Malia's side, but this case is so fucking complicated that they do not want to prevent it too early, and then these folks can walk. Now, right now, the way the case is, it's so flimsy, her attorneys can make them give a discovery of evidence, and because the state does not have all the evidence, yes, a person can get off. They can get the charges dropped, and what this is charged with right now is a crime that you didn't even have to do a year in jail over that. That crime doesn't hold up to a year. It's 2 years, but our time in Houston is 1 year actually, and nobody wants to see this man do 1 year in the county and then get out. And Brittany Bowens not charged at all, but as of right now, they legally have nothing that they can charge her with that will stand. If they charge her with the evidence that they have right now, and she's charged too early, her attorneys can get that overthrown and thrown out.
Yeah, that is exactly true. Everything that you said is 100% fact. I don't know. Can you see the comments on your page about you?
No, sir. I can't see anything.
Okay, well, let me tell you this. They love you. They are applauding you. They are agreeing with everything that you are saying because you are speaking 100% facts. And I totally agree with them. You have shedded some new light on this case, and I thank you for it. You broke it down to where it hasn't been broken down like that before, as far as I'm concerned. And so maybe that will give some people a little peace as to why she hasn't been arrested, although we want her in there like yesterday. But if you get her in there too soon, she'll walk out too soon. So we don't want to do that. But let me just say this one thing before we get out of here. Whoever the lady was that called, let me say this to you. My last name is Scott. Ain't a goddamn thing about me done. Nothing. Nothing. Don't you think? I mean, did you really think that you could call me and get me to disclose some of what I know about Brittany's fat ass killing her child? I'm not dumb. And that, you know what you did? You pissed me off because you're taking me for a fucking joke. You're gonna call me and I'm gonna tell you everything I know. That's fucking stupid. And I don't think I'm stupid. But let me tell you something. I don't know who you were, but if you was somebody with Brittany because she had somewhat of an attitude. Let me tell you something. Brittany, fat, lapidated, cocksucking ass is going to jail. And if your ass don't like it, you can get in a goddamn car with her and go too. Don't call me with that bullshit because you embarrass your goddamn self. Oh, I got this and I got that. What you got? What you got? Let me hear it. Really? Really? Yeah, because you don't like goddamn mojo. Emmanuel. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Let me understand that for a lot of people because they need to understand during that time when everybody was searching for her and when everybody was trying to find out what happened, there were a lot of people who were getting on a lot of people's social media networks and they were downing them. They were causing confusion. Actually, during the time we were out searching, we were searching using our own supplies, our own money. When we got down to the lowest, till we damn near had nothing, a few people offered to help so that we can continue.
Yes, sir.
When we accepted the help, these bastards went on now and tried to make it into everybody was trying to make money off of her. They were asking for money in Malia's name, and this became the biggest thing to where those that are really doing stuff, they couldn't ask for any help from the public so that they can go and help this baby because these terrorists, as I call it, had put that in there to the minds of people. I want all y'all to know who these terrorists are. They are family members of this girl. We ain't gonna say her name, but we know who it is, the BB, and others who were making these ghost pages and getting on there purposefully causing confusion. I actually had one person who got on my page and was talking about and didn't know that I had a dead baby and that I had been pressing for my dead child for 2 years before Malia was passed. We jumped in that for the love of this baby because I was already going through mine. So this one person jumped on there and put a lot of that bullshit out and ended up coming back later apologizing. Hey man, I'm sorry I caused all that stuff. You know, you were really doing good things. But when I looked at a lot of the other people that were doing the same thing, that was one person. But when I looked at a lot of other people, these pages hadn't been up for maybe a month or maybe a week. And these were the people that were getting in and making comments, oh, y'all just making money off of the baby. Oh, y'all just do. And it caused a hell of a lot of controversy because we could not get the public to financially help so that we could bring about the things that the investigators needed to know. You know, we led them on the chase that they went. We went through the trash cans. I mean, basically everything that we were finding, the police were reaching out to us, you know, just for confirmation if we had checked those areas. So they were basically working with us, you know, and you had a lot of agitators that got on that caused a lot of people that were in their right minds. A lot of y'all were on the right track the whole time, and then you had assholes like that that get in and say stuff that tipped you off.
Yeah, let me say
discredit what we were
right.
doing.
Let me
purposefully sent to cause confusion, y'all.
Right. Let me say this. In your defense, no one asked Emmanuel to get the other side of the town and look for Malia Davis. He took it upon himself to get up. Hold up. He took it upon himself to go and look for Malia Davis without anyone asking. But now watch this. There were some pages set up to get money. We all know that. But if I don't see anything wrong, if you're putting up an app to help with your expenses in going out looking. I don't see anything wrong with that. But there are some people that are just making money off Malia's tortured life and her death, and we all know that
They were not out there searching. There was a lot that were asking for money that was not out there searching because I was on the ground, and a lot of people were sending me to different places. A lot of people were saying, "Hey, I'm over here." As soon as I would show up to those actual places, there would be nobody there. Nobody was there. I mean, these people were lying, showing pictures like, "Hey, I got this evidence. Send somebody over here." And when you go over there, there's nobody there. So I was getting pissed off like, "Hey, man, I don't know what the fuck y'all are doing. If y'all are playing about this shit, but stop sending me to places and nobody's fucking there. You're wasting our time." I went to so many locations that people sent me to that there was no one there. Even the people that said they were searching were not there. And then when I would look at their pages further, dig deeper into it, some kind of way, they were asking for money. So you have to understand and separate the real people from the fake people. A real person, we've been out there. This would not be our first situation. If you find somebody and they're asking for help and they've never done this before, they're faking you. They're trying to get over
okay.
it. Like I told a lot of people, look at what we do. I've been doing this. We do this all the time.
Okay.
And I didn't ask for money. When I couldn't do it on my own, people offered. And I was really caught off guard because I didn't think people would help.
Okay.
You know, like people would really help. But a few angels came in and they were like, "Yeah, go ahead." And we got a lot accomplished that we needed to be accomplished. So
okay. I gotta cut you there. We're about out of time, but I want to ask you one question. Do you have a Cash App set up yet?
Yes, sir. My Cash App is under my son's. It's Blake's Place 2017. You'll see my son and my picture on there, and it's always been dedicated to my son.
Okay.
We did Malia, and those people were helping. We of course, put Malia's face up because that's what we were going to help at that moment. But my son's face stays there. So after Malia, we took it down and continue with my son.
Okay. Give me give the Cash App information one more time, please.
Yes, sir. It's the Cash App Blake Place, BLAKES.
Okay.
PLACE. 2017. That was the year he was murdered, November 5th, 2017. But the Cash App said Blake's Place, 2017.
Okay.
You can look it up.
Right.
It is.
Okay. Brother Emmanuel, I humbly bow to you for the things that you've done and you're doing. It has been a pleasure with you being on the show tonight, but I need to speak with you about something else for you and I don't call you back tonight. Give me a call in the morning so that you and I want to speak with you about some other things that I want to do with you as well. But we're about out of time, so we got to get ready to get out of here. But as always, we thank you all for listening to.
Waiting on y'all in Houston when you get here, brother. I have a red carpet rolled out for you.
I can't wait to meet you, brother. I can't wait to meet you. Of course, he will be speaking when we get there and set up and everything. You will get
y'all make sure y'all watch that show. That's gonna be a dynamic show, man. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all tuned in when Brother Scott is in the 8th.
Okay, listen, Malia, as long as I live, the story will never die. If you all can, we need donations to keep the show up and running, and we have other expenses that we must pay. We don't care if each one give $1. We don't care. We're trying to get to Houston, Texas. I think it's moving extremely slow. We're at 5 something, I think. And we need to try to get there like yesterday. But the only thing we can't do, I can't tell you the date that will come. Even when I know it, we'll announce it once I get there. And there's a reason why I can't do that. But if you would please go to, I think Ms. Ferris put it up as well. It's paypal.me/injustice gotcha. Paypal.me/injustice gotcha. The Cash App is Alfonso Scott. $ Eddie Mays Boy. Alfonso Scott, $ Eddie Mays Boy. We really need to get to Houston, Texas, and just for the record, this Cash App was not set up for Malia. It was set up to help with what we're doing and to help other people that we never charge, but we have bills that we have to pay when we're doing things with them. So as much as you can give, we gratefully appreciate that. Um, as always, thank you for tuning in. We thank you for your support. Miss Farris, I love you. You're doing a excellent job. By the way, if you have a story that you want us to look into, or you have a tip, call 1-888-357-3334 extension 2. Again, it's 1-888-357-3334 extension 2 and speak with Miss Farris. Y'all already know this is not Emmanuel's last time on this show. Y'all know that, right? The brother's coming back. Emmanuel, I love you, brother. I appreciate what you're doing, and I will talk to you between now and tomorrow. Did he hang up? Okay. As always, I'm Al Scott with Injustice Investigations. Remember, I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong. Be it the Lord put it in the creek, don't rise. We'll see you tomorrow. Y'all have a good night.